reserve here. Good morning, dear guests. This is Ibrahim. I'm going to guide you today. Initially, I would like to inform you about the itinerary, the schedule, the places we are going to visit, and then give you a brief information about Cappadocia. The first place we are going to visit is Göreme Panorama, which is not far from here. That's the place we're going to see the fairy chimneys, a valley which is known as Pigeon Valley, and then I'm going to inform you about the fairy chimneys, which is one of the highlights of Cappadocia, how the fairy chimneys was formed briefly, and then you will have some free time to take pictures of the whole spot yourself. Then we are going to head all the way to Selime Cathedral, which is about 85 kilometers far from here, so it's going to take us about 1 hour to reach the next place. Selime lies in Ihlara Canyon and lies in a hilly place that we need to walk from a slopeway all the way up there. Then you will explore yourself. After that we will head to Ihlara Canyon, just 5-10 minutes far from the cathedral. We will start to visit a church, a public church, linseed oil manufacturing place, and then you will have time to take pictures. After that we will hike into the canyon, not a long distance, short distance actually, until to the restaurant in the canyon alongside the stream. Then we will reach to a local restaurant, Anatolia restaurant, where we are going to have lunch together, which is inclusive. You don't need to pay anything extra for the lunch, but the drinks at the restaurant will be extra. After having lunch alongside the stream, outdoor actually, it's a nice place there actually, we will head all the way to Kaymaklı underground city. Right now Kaymaklı is a bit crowded, and that's the reason I plan to take you there afternoon, so there won't be too much people. You can comfortably visit the whole place, and we can spend even more time there, okay? So after exploring the underground city, we're going to come back to Uçhisar, just 5 minutes far from here, and visit 3 places. One, handicraft jewelry workshop. That's the place people are using the locally mined semi-precious stones like onyx, obsidian, sultanite, and producing jewelry. You can buy stones or jewelry in this place. The second place is the beginning of Pigeon Valley. This valley, you're going to see the pigeon houses, the valley, and Uçhisar Castle together. And the final one is the local food store. They are selling locally, planted or produced food like pumpkin seed, nuts, spice, argan oil, different kind of oils, Turkish delight, baklava. So we will chance to test all of them. If you wish, you can buy. If not, no problem. So latest by 6:30, you will be dropped back to the hotel. Is that okay for everyone? Yeah, so yeah. No appointment before 6:30? Great. So this is the first place. Just like High Street. So dear guests, Cappadocia right now lies in the center of Turkey. And from one side to the other side, it is about 150 kilometers wide, very much like a circle. And there are mainly 3 highlights of Cappadocia. One of them are the underground city, second one are the cave churches and chapels, and the final one is the fairy chimneys. And I want to inform you briefly about the fairy chimneys right now. Cappadocia is surrounded by certain volcanoes. In the eastern part you can see a mountain, which is the highest volcano in the central part of Turkey, 4,000 meters high and 100 kilometers far from here. The southern part of Cappadocia is surrounded by Hasan Dağ, Melendez, Göllü. So these volcanoes are surrounding Cappadocia, but those volcanoes are neither active nor effective of the rock formation. Has nothing to do with those fairy chimneys. Why? Because in compared to the age of those rocks, they are much younger. So what happened then? What caused those fairy chimneys? 9 million years ago, there was a huge lake in the central part of Turkey, and here in Cappadocia there were 2 super volcanoes, calderas. These calderas exploded in every 1 million years and erupted volcanic ashes to the air. Please notice that, not lava, volcanic ash. These ashes then dropped into the lake and deposited at the bottom of the lake. Until the next eruption, the top of the rock was covered with sand, and earth later became a sedimentation layer. Then another ash layer, another sedimentation, another ash. So at the end, when the lake dried out because of the heat of those volcanoes, there were 17 layers. Then the top part of the rock gradually by the time were eroded by flood weather and different effects, which caused those valleys here. In those valleys there are some single rocks which resisted the erosion, did not erode it, they left actually. These here were named by a French explorer visited Cappadocia by 1834 as fairy chimneys. So these rocks, which did not erode, they left after the erosion, are known as fairy chimneys. Can you see the hill over there? The top part of this hill in front of us was the bottom of the lake. You understand what I mean? That means from the top part of this hill, the whole area was full of volcanic ash. All what you see here is totally formed by erosion. There are 250 valleys like this. When you look at those fairy chimneys, you can see that there are some lines. Can you see the lines?
Yes. Yes.
The line is a sedimentation layer. Since it is softer than volcanic ash, so the erosion there is more intensive. This is the reason why it was formed like this. There are also some caves you can see here with little tiny holes in them. These are pigeon houses where pigeons have been raised or breeded in order to collect their manure, their poop, and use them as a fertilizer for agriculture. That's the reason why this valley is known as Pigeon Valley, because of those pigeon houses. Since this is a touristic area, so people are not allowed to use those anymore, but there are in Cappadocia still many thousands of pigeon houses. People are involved in this business. Okay? Any question? Sabah itmana. That's workout. Morning's workout. So dear guests, the upper room here, where the dormitory, bedrooms actually, which is right now not safe to climb. You see the first door over there, there's the entrance. Can you see that? That was the cathedral. Yönetim merkezi esas ana kilise orası. Yani kiliseden ziyade orası bir toplantı yeri ve yönetim merkezi, katedral. The public church where the ceremonies or public ceremonies took place was the left one. You see on the left side there's a big entrance. This is size-wise and height-wise one of the biggest churches in Cappadocia. And in the church on the left side there is a passage which you can reach to that part, or from here you can enter as well, which is the concert hall. This is the place where the hymn, religious songs were performed in the community, first time in the Christian history. That's like the unique structure you don't see in other monasteries. And that one on the left side was the kitchen. It is a huge chimney, which is also unique as well. Can you see the upper room with some holes in there? There are tiny holes. This is a pigeon house. Today we have seen the entrance passages, but not the room inside. Before the front part of the rock collapsed down, it was an indoor room. After this, when this place was abandoned, not used, the local people converted them into a pigeon house in order to breed pigeons, collect their food, their manure, and use them as a fertilizer. But after when it closed down, it is visible, we can see them actually here. So by following the red arrows and from the bridge, we can start from there, one by one visit those places. There are some other interesting places they take pictures, and that's by following the same way you can come down, okay? So enjoy your time. The petrol, oil or electricity was not used very much for lighting. It was linseed oil. Lin is a kind of plant. The stream, the body was used for fabric production, and the seeds were squeezed by the local people in places like that one. They are using as an oil lamp actually. So that's one of those places. In every village there is a facility where the villagers were producing the oil they need themselves. So this is a linseed manufacturing place. It's a press actually. And the first place here is a mill. They were grinding wheat actually to make flour, to produce flour, to make their bread or something. So you can take a look around here. Then we're going to meet in the church. I will inform you. In the first 2 centuries after Christ, majority of the people in Roman Empire were pagan. They were worshipping too many gods, such as Artemis, or the other goddess. So there were many pagan temples. Among them, there were also some buildings in Roman cities. used as a court building or for court cases, called basilica. So basilicas had a particular architecture. 314 is that important date when Christianity was legalized in the time of Constantine. After that, many people in Roman Empire became Christian. When majority of the people became Christian, they converted those buildings, including the pagan temples and the basilicas, into a church. So the church architecture, which is today known as basilica, is based on the old Roman buildings. Basilicas have a particular architecture. Let me explain you. All the churches are constructed to the eastern direction, facing to the east. So, ready? Shall we start hiking, guys? Some pictures. So let's have some 10 minutes free time. We can take a look around, take some pictures. Right? So we're gonna pass the bridge and then continue from there. Feel free. I will be in the other side. 10 minutes later, like 10 past 1 or something, we will proceed. Okay? So you can enjoy your time. It's a nice place to take some pictures. Bir 10 dakika fotoğraf molası verelim. Güzel bir yer burası. So 10 past 1, we're gonna continue from the other side of the bridge. Right? Take your time. By the way, if you keep walking from here, there are some channels, some caves. You can take a look around. So enjoy yourself. Yo, arka hemen şöyle köprü geçten sonra. Ben orada oldum. This is a feeding place. They were tidying the animals. Here you can see another one. In stables, they were using those holes to feed the animals, and they were tidying them here. Here you can see another one used for sheep, for example, lamb, and behind there is another one. You see? So this is a stable used by the local people, which is an easy access. But the interesting thing here, which is original, are those holes. Look at these holes. These are the ones where they set the clay jars, terracotta pots, earthenware pots, so that it doesn't fall. They carve a hole and then set them in and use to store wine. These are wine cellars, or vinegar, or grain. So even today, the local people are storing the food in those kind of clay jars, which is made in Cappadocia. And so that it doesn't leak or fall down, they carve a hole and set them in here. Later, I'm going to show you some remaining prototypes. Please follow me. Does everybody feel fine? No claustrophobic, right? Let's continue. You see there is no other group except us, so you can comfortably visit this place. Şimdi iki tip şapel var. Şapellerin bazıları mezar şapeli. Here, yes, remember I told you that the confession chapels used for confession were more in remote places, not, in the public or in villages, remote places. This is an underground place. I don't think anybody will come here for wedding ceremonies, but if you want to be isolated from the society, alone and secluded, this is an ideal place. This is a confession chapel. There is no way to understand when it is made. The only way to understand is the architectural details. And the arch design here, and this one here, is telling us that this place is dating back to 10th century. Remember I told you, majority of the places are dating back 10th century. So, since it is a confession chapel, they use candles for this. During this ceremony, there are some traces of the candles you can see here. And remember, I told you they use oil lamps for lighting. There are some holes on the ground here, on the wall, which they set the oil lamps for lighting. This is a typical confession chapels used by individuals. Stones, semi-precious stones, mined in Cappadocia, and they are producing jewelry like rings, earrings, pendants out of gold and silver. So I'm going to take you to a local store which has been involved for a long time in this business. Someone in the store in English briefly will inform you about the features of the stones. One of the stones is really interesting. It is called sultanite. I don't know if you heard about it. It is changing its color according daylight, from blue to green, red, different colors. And whether you can buy caption stones or as a jewelry. So then you will lead into the showroom. You can take a look around, try them without having any obligation. This is very important, and you will never get forced to buy. So you can at least have an idea about the local craft and about the prices, how much they run. If you want to buy something which is genuine, certified, this place, made of genuine stone and handmade, that's the right place. You can get them for a free price. But if you don't want, no problem. Even in this place, like in other places, you are going to have a particular time for shopping.
By the way, this sultanite stone is written in here also. It's true. But this one is laboratory type of sultanite stone. Also, I will show you natural one and then you can recognize it. And of course, they are all endemic Turkish stones you can find only in Turkey.
So yes, this is Pigeon Valley. So for about 15 minutes we are here. Okay. That's a nice spot to take some pictures. Ahmet, bir menü getirebilir mi şuraya masaya sana da? Bir iki tane getir şuraya koy. So dear guests, come closer please. So that's a nice spot. You can see the beginning of the valley. You see there are many caves once used as a pigeon house. You see these are all pigeon houses here. So that's Erciyes Mountain again. It's a nice spot to take some pictures of the area. And this is here, which is Cappadocia, which we have seen today morning. We just passed by, remember? So for about 15 minutes you can take a seat, drink something. It's up to you. We're going to rest here for a while, then we will head up to the next places.